What if everything you've ever been told about getting rich was missing the most important piece? Imagine for a moment that the real secret to abundance isn't out there in the world, waiting to be found, but already living inside you, hidden in plain sight. Most people spend their entire lives chasing after money, hustling for opportunities, and searching for that one breakthrough that will finally set them free. But what if the real breakthrough isn't something you find, but something you unlock within yourself? Pause and think about it. Why do some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others grind for years and never break through? Is it luck? Is it talent? Or is there something deeper at play, something almost nobody talks about? The truth is, there's a hidden key to abundance that's been overlooked, ignored, or even suppressed by the very systems that claim to teach us how to succeed. And that key is this: you already have the power to grow rich because the source of all wealth is not outside you, but within you. This isn't just motivational talk. It's a radical shift in perspective that has the potential to break every invisible chain holding you back. For generations, people have been conditioned to believe that success is reserved for the chosen few, that you have to struggle, sacrifice, and beg for your share of the pie. But what if that's the biggest lie of all? What if you were born with access to infinite intelligence, creativity, and potential, just waiting to be activated? Most people never realize this. They keep looking for answers in books, in gurus, in the next big trend, never stopping to ask, what if the answer is already inside me? The world is full of noise, distractions, and empty promises, but the real game changer is learning to tune into the power that's been with you since day one. The moment you start to see yourself not as empty or lacking, but as a walking, breathing miracle of creation, everything begins to change. So before you take another step on your journey to wealth, ask yourself, are you searching for riches in the world, or are you ready to unlock the abundance that's been living inside you all along? Because the truth is, the key to your freedom, your success, and your true abundance has always been closer than you think. And once you discover it, nothing can ever hold you back again. But that's just the beginning. From the moment you were old enough to understand the world, you were handed a script. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, work hard, and maybe, just maybe, you'll earn enough to live comfortably. But hidden beneath this script is a powerful form of conditioning, one that quietly shapes your beliefs about money, success, and your own potential. Society, whether intentionally or not, has trained you to look for wealth everywhere except the one place it actually begins, within yourself. Think about it. How many times have you been told that the answer to your problems is out there? That you need to buy this course, follow that guru, or chase the next big opportunity? The world is full of voices telling you to hustle harder, grind longer, and sacrifice more. But almost no one tells you to pause, look inward, and awaken the power that's already yours. Instead, you're taught to pray to a distant force, to hope for a miracle from above, while ignoring the miracle that's already living inside you. This conditioning is so deep, most people never even question it. They accept struggle as normal, scarcity as inevitable, and self-doubt as just part of life. They believe that wealth is for the lucky, the connected, or the chosen few. But here's the truth: this mindset is the real barrier to abundance. It's not your background, your education, or even your circumstances that keep you stuck. It's the invisible chains of belief that were wrapped around your mind long before you ever had a chance to choose for yourself. And the consequences are everywhere. People spend their lives chasing after money, never realizing that the chase itself is a symptom of the conditioning. They work jobs they hate, settle for less than they deserve, and silence their dreams because they've been told that wanting more is selfish or unrealistic. But what if the real act of selfishness is denying the world the full expression of your gifts? What if the greatest tragedy isn't failing to get rich, but failing to realize you were rich all along? This is the great deception, convincing you that you are powerless, that you must wait for permission, that you must earn your worth through endless struggle. But the moment you see through this illusion, everything changes. You stop asking for permission to succeed. You stop waiting for someone else to open the door. You realize that the only thing standing between you and abundance is the story you've been told, and the story you continue to tell yourself. So ask yourself, whose script are you living by? Are you following the path laid out by others, or are you ready to break free and write your own? Because the truth is, the world will keep trying to condition you, to keep you small, to keep you dependent. But the power to break that cycle is already in your hands, and once you claim it, you'll never look at wealth or yourself the same way again. And what happens when you finally awaken to this truth? That's where the real transformation begins. Most people think of wealth as a number in a bank account, a car in the driveway, or a house on the hill. But the truth is, real wealth is so much deeper than that. It's not just about stacking cash or collecting things, it's about understanding and living by a spiritual law that governs every part of your life. This law is simple, but it's also the most overlooked. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, and what you believe you manifest. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Every thought you allow to take root in your mind is a seed, and every seed produces fruit, good or bad. If you constantly think about lack, fear, or failure, you're planting seeds that can only grow into more of the same. But if you choose thoughts of abundance, faith, and possibility, you begin to attract opportunities, ideas, and people that align with that energy. This isn't just wishful thinking or some new age fantasy. It's a spiritual law that's been echoed by the world's greatest thinkers, leaders, and visionaries for centuries. But here, where most people get it wrong. They try to change their lives by changing their actions, but they never address the beliefs and emotions driving those actions. They hustle harder, work longer, and chase after success, but deep down, they still feel unworthy, disconnected, or afraid. And so no matter how hard they try, their reality never truly changes. It's like trying to grow a garden by painting the leaves instead of nurturing the roots. This is why so many people stay stuck. Even when they're doing all the right things, they're operating from a place of spiritual confusion, believing that God is distant, that abundance is reserved for someone else, or that they have to earn their worth through endless struggle. But the real principle behind Think and Grow Rich isn't about money at all. It's about alignment. It's about realizing that you are not separate from the source of all creation. You are not a beggar hopping for scraps. You are a creator sent here to manifest a unique vision on earth. When you finally accept this, everything changes. You stop chasing after wealth as if it's something outside of you, and you start aligning with it from within. You begin to see that your thoughts are not just random noise, they are the blueprint for your future. Your feelings are not just passing moods, they are magnets drawing experiences into your life. And your beliefs are not just private opinions, they are the architects of your reality. But here's the catch. If you think with fear, feel unworthy, and believe that you're disconnected from the divine, your life will reflect that confusion. You'll find yourself stuck in cycles of lack, frustration, and disappointment, no matter how hard you try to break free. That's why the first step to true wealth isn't a financial move, it's a spiritual awakening. It's the moment you realize that you are already connected to infinite intelligence, and that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the keys to unlocking everything you desire. So the next time you catch yourself doubting, worrying, or feeling small, remember this. You are not just a product of your circumstances. You are a powerful creator, and the spiritual law of wealth is always working, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you using it to build the life you want, or are you letting old beliefs build a life you never chose? The answer to that question will determine everything that comes next. There comes a moment in every person's life when they have to decide. Will I keep living as a victim of my circumstances, or will I step up and become the creator of my destiny? This is the mental revolution that separates those who merely survive from those who truly thrive. It's not about arrogance or ego. It's about finally accepting the truth that you were never meant to beg for scraps or wait for someone else to hand you your future. You were designed to build, to create, to shape your world with intention and vision. For too long, most people have been taught to see themselves as powerless. They're told to pray for blessings from above, but rarely encouraged to awaken the power within. They're conditioned to believe that life happens to them, not through them. But the moment you realize you are not a desperate servant, but a divine partner in creation, everything begins to shift. You stop asking, "Will I ever be worthy?" and start declaring, "I am worthy right now." You stop chasing after validation and start expressing your value with confidence and clarity. This shift is not just a change in mindset, it's a total transformation of identity. When you see yourself as a creator, you begin to take responsibility for your thoughts, your choices, and your results. You understand that what you fail to activate within yourself, you cannot attract from the world. If you want abundance, you must first believe you deserve it. If you want success, you must first see yourself as successful. If you want to manifest a new reality, you must first become the kind of person who can hold that reality. But belief alone is not enough. You must also bring discipline to your mind. Every day you are bombarded with thoughts, some empowering, some destructive. The man who does not guard his mind will be ruled by confusion and chaos. But the man who chooses his thoughts with intention, who filters out fear and doubt, and who plants seeds of faith, power, and possibility, that man becomes unstoppable. He begins to manifest results that others call miracles, but he knows they are simply the natural outcome of a disciplined mind. Clarity is the next step in this revolution. Vague goals produce vague results. If you don't know exactly what you want, how can you expect the universe to deliver it? Define your vision, write it down, speak it aloud, own it. The clearer you are about your desires, the more powerfully you can move toward them. A man without a vision is like a ship without a compass. He may work hard, but he will drift endlessly, never reaching his true destination. And then comes the power of visualization. This isn't about daydreaming or escaping reality. It's about training your subconscious mind to accept your vision as inevitable. When you see your future with vivid detail, your mind begins to believe it's possible. You start to act, speak, and move differently. You carry yourself with a quiet confidence that others can't quite explain, but they can't ignore either. The world responds to a man who knows where he's going. This is the essence of the mental revolution, shifting from a life of reaction to a life of creation. No longer do you wait for the world to give you permission. No longer do you settle for less than you deserve. You become the architect of your destiny, building your life from the inside out. And as you do, you inspire others to do the same. Your success becomes a beacon, a living example of what's possible when a person stops begging for change and starts becoming the change. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop living as a victim and start living as a creator? Are you willing to take full responsibility for your thoughts, your beliefs, and your results? Because the moment you do, you'll discover a power within you that can't be shaken by circumstances, setbacks, or the opinions of others. This is the revolution that changes everything. And once you step into it, you'll never go back to the old way of living again. But the journey doesn't end here, because now it's time to put this new identity into action. So you've awakened to the truth that you are a creator, not a beggar. But what comes next? How do you actually unlock the wealth that's been waiting inside you all along? The answer isn't found in wishful thinking or empty affirmations. It's found in a blueprint of practical daily steps that transform your inner world, and as a result, your outer reality. This is where the journey shifts from inspiration to action, from dreaming to building. The first step is belief, real active belief. Not the kind you recite out of habit, but the kind that burns in your bones and refuses to be ignored. You must believe that the desires in your heart are not random. They are sacred instructions planted by a higher intelligence for you to fulfill. If you feel called to create, to build, to impact, that calling is your permission slip. It's not fantasy, it's your assignment. But belief is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be exercised daily. Every time you choose faith over fear, every time you speak life over your dreams, you strengthen your ability to manifest what you desire. But belief alone is not enough. Discipline is the next pillar. Your mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. If you allow weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity to take root, they will choke out your potential. You must become ruthless about what you allow into your mental space. Filter your thoughts. When a negative idea creeps in, challenge it. Replace it with a thought of power, possibility, or gratitude. This isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which reality you want to water and grow. Clarity is the engine that drives creation. Vague wishes lead to vague results. If you want to unlock your inner wealth, you must get specific. What do you want, not just in general terms, but in vivid detail? What number do you want to see in your bank account? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? What impact do you want to make? Write it down, declare it, own it. The act of writing your vision is more than a ritual. It's a signal to your subconscious mind that you are serious about your future. It's a contract with yourself that you intend to keep. Visualization is the next step. and it's more powerful than most people realize. When you close your eyes and see your future as if it's already real, you begin to reprogram your mind for success. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and reality. The more you visualize your goals, the more your mind begins to accept them as inevitable. You start to act, speak, and move in alignment with your vision, and the world responds in kind. But none of this matters without action. Daily, focused, intentional action. It's not about doing everything at once or burning yourself out with endless hustle. It's about taking the next right step every single day. Make the call, write the plan, build the system, improve your craft, serve someone else. Do what you said you would do even when no one is watching. Integrity in motion is a magnet for opportunity. When you show up consistently, the universe takes notice. And don't forget the power of generosity. The more you give, the more you receive. This isn't just a spiritual cliche, it's a law of the universe. When you operate from a place of abundance, you signal to the world that you trust in endless supply. Give your time, your energy, your resources, your encouragement. The man who gives freely is the man who attracts freely. This is the blueprint: belief, discipline, clarity, visualization, action, and generosity. Each step builds on the last, creating a foundation that cannot be shaken by circumstance or setback. You are no longer waiting for wealth to find you, you are becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it. And as you walk this path, you'll notice something incredible. The more you align with these principles, the more doors begin to open, often in ways you never expected. So, are you ready to put this blueprint into practice? Because the moment you do, you'll discover that the journey to wealth is not just about what you gain, but about who you become along the way. And as you take these steps, you'll be prepared for the next phase of your transformation, facing obstacles, delays, and the tests that come with true growth. No journey to wealth, purpose, or fulfillment is ever a straight line. The moment you decide to step into your power and follow the blueprint of inner wealth, you will encounter resistance. Obstacles will appear, delays will test your patience, and setbacks will challenge your resolve. But what if these aren't signs that you're failing? What if they're actually proof that you're on the right path? Most people see obstacles as stop signs. They hit a wall and immediately question their vision, their worth, or even their calling. But the truth is, every great achievement is born out of adversity. The man who grows rich in every sense of the word is not the one who never faces problems, but the one who learns to see problems as teachers. Resistance is not your enemy, it's your training ground. Every delay is not a denial, but a divine appointment for growth, refinement, and preparation. Think about it. Diamonds are formed under pressure, gold is purified by fire, and the strongest trees grow in the harshest winds. The same is true for you. When you encounter setbacks, you are being shaped into someone who can handle the abundance you're asking for. If everything came easily, you would never develop the strength, wisdom, or character needed to sustain your success. The universe, or God, is not trying to punish you with obstacles. It's preparing you for a level of greatness you can't even imagine yet. But here, where most people get stuck, they interpret resistance as a sign to quit. They let delays drain their energy and allow rejection to define their identity. But the man who walks with faith sees every challenge as feedback, not failure. He understands that when doors close, it's often because something better is being prepared. When plans fall apart, it's because a higher plan is unfolding. This mindset doesn't just help you survive tough times, it transforms them into the very fuel that propels you forward. Persistence is the secret weapon of the truly wealthy. It's not about stubbornly banging your head against the same wall, but about staying loyal to your vision even when the path isn't clear. It's about recalibrating, pivoting, and learning from every setback. The man who persists is the man who trusts that his outcome is already secured, even if he can't see it yet. He doesn't panic when things go wrong, he pivots. He doesn't quit when he's tired. He rests, regroups, and returns stronger. And let's talk about timing. In a world obsessed with instant results, it's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen on your schedule. But divine timing is always at work. Sometimes the delay is the blessing. Sometimes the waiting period is where you develop the skills, connections, or insights you'll need for the next level. If you rush the process, you risk missing out on the very things that will make your success sustainable and meaningful. So the next time you face an obstacle, ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? How can I grow from this? What new direction is being revealed? When you approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear, you unlock solutions that others never see. You become resilient, adaptable, and unshakable. And as you continue to move forward, you'll find that what once felt like a setback was actually a setup for something greater. Remember, the richest men are not those who never fall, they are those who rise every time they do. They see obstacles as opportunities, delays as development, and rejection as redirection. This is the mindset that turns adversity into advantage and transforms every trial into a stepping stone toward abundance. So, as you face the inevitable challenges on your journey, hold fast to your vision, trust the timing, and persist with faith. Because on the other side of every obstacle is a breakthrough waiting to be claimed. And as you master this, you'll be ready to confront the next great illusion, the myths about money and morality that have kept so many from claiming their true wealth. If there's one thing that keeps more people stuck in scarcity than any other, it's the myths and misunderstandings about money itself. For generations, society has whispered the same warnings. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. Wanting more is selfish. These ideas don't just shape your relationship with wealth, they sabotage it before it even begins. But what if everything you've been told about money and morality is upside down? Let's get one thing clear. Money is not evil, dirty, or unspiritual. Money is neutral. It's a tool, a resource, a multiplier. In the hands of a wise and generous person, money feeds families, funds dreams, heals communities, and creates legacies that last for generations. But in the hands of someone ruled by fear or greed, money can become a weapon or a curse. The difference isn't in the money, it's in the mindset and the heart of the person who holds it. So why do so many people feel guilty about wanting more? Why do they hesitate to ask for a raise, start a business, or pursue financial freedom? It's because somewhere along the way they absorbed the belief that to desire wealth is to be selfish, or that to become rich is to lose your soul. But the truth is, the greatest lie ever told to keep people poor is that wealth and righteousness are at odds. In reality, when a good person becomes wealthy, the world gets better. Their resources flow through clean hands, funding solutions, inspiring others, and raising the standard for what's possible. Rumors and old stories have painted a picture of the rich as corrupt, disconnected, or heartless. But look closer, and you'll find countless examples of people who use their wealth to lift others up, to build schools, to support causes, to create jobs, and to leave a legacy of impact. The problem isn't money, it's the story you tell yourself about what money means. If you see money as a tool for good, you'll use it to multiply your positive influence. If you see it as a source of shame or conflict, you'll unconsciously push it away, no matter how hard you work. Here's another truth. Money doesn't change who you are, it amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, wealth will make you more generous. If you're fearful, wealth will magnify your fears. That's why the journey to abundance is as much about character as it is about cash. The more you grow, the more you can give. The more you serve, the more you receive. The more you align your actions with your values, the more wealth flows to you without strain, shame, or apology. So how do you break free from these old money myths? Start by questioning every belief you've inherited about wealth. Who told you that wanting more was wrong? Who convinced you that poverty was noble? Who benefits when you play small and stay stuck? The truth is, the world needs more people with resources and integrity. The world needs you to step into your abundance, not just for your own sake, but for everyone who will be blessed by your success. From now on, see money not as a goal, but as a result of value creation, of solving problems, of serving others at a higher level. The more value you create, the more money will find you. And the most powerful way to create value is to become a problem solver. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every solution you invent is a doorway to greater wealth. So release the guilt. Let go of the old stories. Embrace the truth that wealth in the hands of the righteous is a force for good. And as you do, you'll find that money flows to you more easily, more naturally, and with a sense of purpose that goes far beyond your own needs. Because when you finally see money for what it is, a tool, a servant, a multiplier, you unlock a new level of freedom, impact, and legacy. And with this new understanding, you're ready to step into the daily habits and mindset shifts that set the truly wealthy apart from the rest. If you look closely at those who seem to attract wealth and opportunity wherever they go, you'll notice something different about them. It's not just their bank accounts or their business acumen, it's their mindset, their daily rituals, and the energy they bring into every room. This is the millionaire mindset, and it's not reserved for a select few. It's a way of thinking and living that anyone can adopt starting right now. The first secret of the millionaire mindset is intention. Wealthy people don't stumble into success by accident. They begin each day with a clear sense of purpose. Before the world has a chance to shape their mood or distract their focus, they take time to align their thoughts, set their goals, and declare who they are. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, they create space to connect with their vision and remind themselves of their mission. This isn't just a morning routine, it's a daily act of self-mastery. But intention alone isn't enough. The truly wealthy are relentless about their environment. They understand that the voices you listen to, the people you spend time with, and the content you consume all shape your beliefs and expectations. If you surround yourself with negativity, gossip, or small thinking, it's only a matter of time before your results reflect that atmosphere. That's why the millionaire mindset is fiercely protective of its environment. It seeks out inspiration, wisdom, and challenge. It builds relationships with people who think bigger, dream bolder, and refuse to settle for mediocrity. Another hallmark of the millionaire mindset is action, consistent, focused, and strategic. Wealthy people don't just talk about their dreams, they move on them. They break big goals into daily steps, and they do what needs to be done even when motivation is low or obstacles appear. They understand that momentum is built through small wins and that integrity, doing what you said you would do, attracts opportunities that hustle alone never could. Every day they ask themselves, what's the one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my vision? And then they do it without excuses. Gratitude is another powerful habit. While many chase after more, the truly wealthy take time to appreciate what they already have. This isn't just about being thankful, it's about tuning your mind to abundance. When you focus on what's working, what's growing, and what's possible, you attract more of the same. Gratitude turns your attention away from lack and toward opportunity. It keeps you grounded, humble, and open to receiving even greater blessings. Generosity is the final piece. The millionaire mindset knows that wealth is not just for hoarding, it's for sharing, multiplying, and using to make a difference. Whether it's giving time, resources, knowledge, or encouragement, those who give freely find that life gives back to them in unexpected ways. Generosity is a signal to the universe that you trust in endless supply, and it creates a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. But perhaps the most important habit of all is self-reflection. The truly wealthy are always learning, always growing, always asking, how can I improve? Where can I serve more? What's the next level for me? They don't shy away from feedback or challenges. Instead, they use every experience, good or bad, as fuel for their evolution. So if you want to step into the millionaire mindset, start with your daily habits. Begin your day with intention. Curate your environment. Take focused action. Practice gratitude. Give generously and never stop growing. Because wealth is not just something you achieve, it's something you become, one day, one choice, and one habit at a time. And as you master these habits, you'll find yourself rising above the noise, attracting new opportunities, and stepping into a life of abundance that others only dream about. But there's one more shift that separates the truly unstoppable from the rest: the power of endurance, legacy, and living fully aligned with your highest calling. There's a reason why so few people ever reach the highest levels of wealth, fulfillment, and impact. It's not because they lack talent, intelligence, or even opportunity. The real difference is endurance, the quiet, relentless decision to keep going long after the excitement fades, the obstacles mount, and the world stops applauding. This is the final shift, the one that transforms ordinary ambition into an unstoppable force. It's the difference between those who start strong and those who finish legendary. Endurance is more than just stubbornness. It's spiritual stamina. It's the ability to hold your vision steady when the evidence is thin, to keep building when the results are slow, and to trust the process even when you can't see the finish line. The man who endures is the man who understands that every season of waiting, every moment of silence, and every setback is not a sign to quit, but a sacred invitation to grow deeper roots. He knows that the universe or God is not in a hurry, and that true greatness is never rushed. But endurance alone is not enough. The truly unstoppable understand that their journey is about more than personal gain. It's about legacy. It's about building something that outlasts your own lifetime, something that serves, inspires, and uplifts others long after you're gone. The richest men in history are not remembered for the size of their bank accounts, but for the depth of their impact. They are remembered for the lives they touched, the systems they built, the values they embodied, and the courage they showed in the face of adversity. Legacy is not an accident, it's a choice. It's the result of living each day with intention, integrity, and a sense of responsibility for the influence you carry. Every decision you make, every risk you take, every act of generosity or discipline is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. And here's the truth, your success is not just about you. It's about everyone who will be inspired, employed, elevated, or awakened because you chose to rise. There are lives attached to your discipline. There are breakthroughs connected to your obedience. There is a ripple effect to your courage that you may never fully see. To become truly unstoppable, you must see yourself as more than a money maker. You are a builder of people, of vision, of systems, of values, and of legacies. This requires maturity, integrity, and a willingness to step out of small thinking and into stewardship. You must begin to see yourself not just as someone who earns, but as someone who multiplies, manages, and transforms every environment you enter. When you walk into a room, you carry the presence of divine intelligence, and that presence is your greatest asset. But even as you rise, never forget the source of your strength. The more successful you become, the more tempting it is to rely on your own power. But true power is renewed in stillness, in solitude, in returning to your source. The world may celebrate your achievements, but only you know the quiet moments of alignment, prayer, and reflection that keep you grounded and guided. All the riches in the world cannot replace a single moment of divine instruction. So as you stand on the edge of your next breakthrough, remember this. Riches are not something you chase, they are something you become. You become rich internally first through thoughts of confidence, peace, vision, and purpose. Then you express that richness through bold, strategic action. And once you become that person, no one can take it from you. You could lose the business and rebuild it. You could lose the deal and find a better one. Because the source of your wealth is not in your bank account, it's in your mind, your spirit, your heart, and your habits. This is the final shift. Endure when others quit. Build a legacy that outlasts you. Live each day fully aligned with your highest calling. And as you do, you'll discover a level of abundance, fulfillment, and impact that most people never even imagine. The world is waiting for you to step into your true power. The question is, are you ready to become unstoppable?